Hey guys, and welcome to another recent gaming video. And it's like almost 4 o'clock in the morning my time, and I just finished Alien Isolation. And I want to try to make sure in the future for game and movie videos like this that I sit down and talk about them as soon as I finish them off with fresh thoughts. Because even though time can give me, maybe some extra perspective or some more time to think about stuff, a lot of times I forget things. And Alien Isolation is a game that I've been working on for a couple of weeks, not that long after I finished Until Dawn. And so I kind of want to do this while it's still fresh. Anyway, Alien Isolation came out a couple years ago, I believe in 2014. It was a game that was released on both the current gen and last gen. And that's one of my few flaws that I want to point out about it, was that the after playing like Until Dawn, it was essentially built from the ground up for PS4. That was a game that had been in the works for PS3, but it was kind of scrapped and redone for this generation. Alien Isolation was built for basically last generation, and then it was just glossied up for the new consoles. So while a lot of the game was really like graphically impressive, the character models were poor after what I had seen in Until Dawn. But that aside, otherwise the game, in my opinion, was really fun, really well done, very effective, like survival horror style title, with the aliens and basically three antagonists that you go up against, three groups or whatever. The first and foremost one is, of course, the alien. You go from about the 10% mark of the game till around 50 or 60% of the game, mainly dealing with the alien. There are also these things called Working Joes. They're like androids who almost immediately at the beginning of the game decide that all humans are a threat to them, and they pursue you very slowly and methodically. But especially if you either get cornered or there's 2 or 3 or 4 of them coming after you, they can be shot and killed with some different weapons, multiple rounds though that you have to put into them, but you can dispatch of them. The alien cannot be. The alien can only be basically scared away by fire. So your flamethrower or Molotovs will cause them to run away, to go up inside like the ceiling and disappear for a little while, but you can't like literally kill them. I don't think there was anything that I ever had at any point weapon-wise that would dispatch an alien. But the Working Joe androids could be, and then every once in a while you encountered actual human beings who would be armed. But I found that most of the time scenarios would allow for you to attract the alien, and the alien would take care of those for you, just as long as you made sure you weren't around for the alien to kill afterwards. Anyway, the point of the game was you were playing, I believe, Ellen Ripley. No, not Ellen Ripley. That's the one from the movie. Amanda Ripley. You played the character of Ellen Ripley's daughter, trying to find out what happened to her mom. The game basically takes place approximately 15 years after the events, I'm assuming, of the first Alien movie. I guess I should have mentioned it before. I'm not a fan of the Alien movies. Prometheus is as close to getting into that universe as I've ever been. And basically, there's very little of the Prometheus movie that lends itself to the Alien universe until the end of it. But this game, I thought looked really good. I remember seeing some YouTubers playing it when it first came out, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to hold off. This is a game I can get for the 360, which I did. I believe I actually did own it for the 360 for a while. But when I got a PS4, I knew I would just upgrade to that version. It was a game experience that I wanted to have in my collection. Is one of the biggest points that I wanted to talk about in this video I got the same feeling in this game that I did the first time I played Batman Arkham Asylum. They reminded me so much of like PS1 and maybe some PS2 games, where the technology was allowing for a relatively big world, not open world game, but like a large place. Like Metal Gear Solid takes place in one complex on an island. Resident Evil games like 1 and 2 basically take place in only a few areas. Well, like Resident Evil 1 is all just in one mansion. Resident Evil 2 takes you to a few different places in one little town. Batman Arkham Asylum took place in the asylum. When they jumped to Arkham City and made it a little bit more of an open world game, it lost a little of something special that I thought the first, like Arkham Asylum and whatnot, those games were recapturing something from my gaming past. I love open world games. I love games like Far Cry and Assassin's Creed and GTA, but I really like these kinds of games that take me back to a little bit more of a confined space, but they maximize what they get out of that space. Alien Isolation, I started to mention it, but Amanda Ripley is trying to find out what's going on with her mom, and she discovers that somebody has found the black box recordings from her mom's ship, the Nostromo, and that black box is on this station, the Sevastopol station, and she comes to retrieve that and find out what's going on. And when she gets to the station, she discovers that shit is going down. And she's on the station with 2 other people, but she's separated from them, and now she has to make her way through the station, discover what's happened to her friends, discover what's happened to the Nostromo black box, and just in general what is going on this station. That's where she encounters the alien, the working Joes, the divided populace of the station, and that's why there are some humans that are shoot first, ask questions later. And the game just takes you through the station on discovering and solving these mysteries and escaping with your life. And it, like I said, it's a very tense, kind of a thriller ride of a game. Hardly any moments to kind of catch your breath. And the way you have to deal with the different antagonists is it keeps you on your toes. Supplies and ammo are limited. There is a crafting system in the game, so it does promote or motivate you to pick up scraps and resources and supplies along the way, because you can craft them into Molotovs and noise-making units so you can distract the alien, and of course your med kits. And then you get ammo for your limited guns, a revolver, a shotgun, the flamethrower, a bolt gun, and I feel like I'm missing something else. But you also have a melee weapon. It's a lot of puzzle solving, but it's simple puzzle solving. Really, it's not, I guess, even really puzzle solving so much as it is find this item to open this thing, turn on a generator, cut open a metallic, box to get the switch inside, and just move forward, dealing with the alien whenever you have to. Like I said, that alien is a pain in the butt. You make even the slightest little bit of noise, and it doesn't matter where it is, on your floor, in the ceiling, wherever it is, it can hear that, and it will come, and it will investigate, and your ass is toast. Unless you can either hide, which you have hiding spots like lockers and little boxes and stuff, or if you've got your flamethrower and you can blast it with a little bit of flame and chase it off. But I died in a lot of sequences over and over and over again. I was playing on a easy level, and even then it was super challenging. And there were times when it was very, very frustrating, having to replay a sequence over and over and over again. But I got through it, And I consider that a victory for me if I'm just simply able to get through a game even on an easy level. So anyway, yeah, I really liked the game. Despite the parts that were frustrating for my skill level, I really enjoyed the game. I had a good time with it. I'm glad that I picked it up. I'm glad that I didn't watch any YouTube playthroughs of it. I would say, unlike Until Dawn, where I watched a bunch of people play it on YouTube afterwards, I don't see myself doing that with Alien Isolation. It's not a lot of story, not a lot of interaction. It's mainly just crawling around, scavenging for resources and staying alive. I don't see that as being the kind of experience that would be too fun to watch a bunch of people on YouTube. I don't know. I may change my mind on that, but anyway, yes, I would definitely recommend this game. Also, not this isn't really neither here nor there, but I watched a bunch of people play Soma earlier this year, from when that came out, like last year sometime, and a lot of people were saying that it reminded them of Alien Isolation. I absolutely agree. I think Soma was maybe heavily borrowed from a lot of the aesthetic of Alien Isolation, even though Soma takes place in a completely different, it's not in space, it's underwater, and a different kind of story is playing out. It was a very similar feel. I don't think that's a bad thing, but it's definitely something that I noticed. So, just wanted to throw that in there. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. Check out Alien Isolation if you haven't. It's well worth it if you like the survival horror style games, especially like PS1, PS2 style games like that. Definitely worth a look. So, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.